John, I'm a little bit further along the coast from Porthcawl. All those excitement gathering with those Elvis fans. It's pretty exciting here at the moment. The sun is shining and there are people out walking on the beach. It's really rather beautiful. Now then, let's talk about this coming weekend, because the signs are, if we run our little pressure sequence, turn a little bit warmer. So if you are heading to the Elvis Festival or any other plans for this coming weekend, make them for Saturday. All out of Elvis puns, I'm sorry to say. I think Richard used most of them up, but all I can say is it is shaping up to be very much a weekend of two halves. Make your outdoorsy plans for Saturday, and as for Sunday, well, I'm just going to apologise in advance. Have a lovely weekend, John. Quiet here on Barry Island at the moment. The sun is shining as it is across many parts of Wales. A calm and quiet night away from far western fringes where you'll notice the breeze persisting, cloud and possibly a few showers dotted around, but nothing too horrific. Under clear skies, though, the temperatures will take something of a tumble. We're going to feel the chill tonight, which is why I've got the layers on. We could see lows of around 4 or 5 degrees, cold enough in more sheltered rural spots for a little bit of grass frost. But it sets us up for a really rather decent start to tomorrow morning. Saturday, as I've been saying, shaping up to be the better day of the weekend. Again, there is the outside chance of a few light and patchy showers, but nothing that's going to put too much of a dampener on things, with temperatures tomorrow feeling slightly less chilly than they have done out here today. And that's thanks in part to the fact that the wind won't be quite as strong. Again, good news if you are heading to that Elvis Festival and for the hairstyles in particular. But make the most of that calm and quiet weather tomorrow if you can, because by the time most of us wake then to the second part of the weekend, Sunday, we do have a weather warning in force. Now, this warning at the moment is for very strong winds. We could see gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour, and as we know, it doesn't take much to cause a disruption. So Sunday is not looking too pleasant at all. And we could also see some very heavy rain accompanying these strong winds. So it's a case of back to business as usual, if you like. And the wet and windy weather that starts to move its way in on Sunday doesn't show any signs of being in a hurry to go anywhere anytime soon. So yes, it'll start to turn less cold, but also turning increasingly unsettled, I'm sorry to say. It's almost here. The weekend is just around the corner, and there's the promise of something slightly calmer on the weather front, but for one day only. I'll have the full national forecast for you after the break. Oh, quite complicated, Charlene, I think is probably the best way of putting that. But you know, they say that sea air is good for the soul. So I have, as you said, come to the beach at Barry Island to, well, frankly, give it a go, because quite frankly, after the weather we've had recently, we could all do with that, couldn't we? As we've been seeing in the programme, the weather has been absolutely appalling, not just here in the UK, but across the pond in America as well. So we could all do with something a little bit calmer. And I may just be able to deliver on that front for you. On the bigger picture, if we run the pressure sequence through, you can see the morning. What exactly does this mean? Well, it means more wet weather, which is not good news if you have been deluged recently. But accompanying the rain, I'm going to see some very strong winds too. And the Met Office has issued a yellow weather warning to make your outdoorsy plans for Saturday if you can. Let's take a look at that in a little more detail. Really, it's the sort of forecast that could be better, could be an awful lot worse, Charlene, but whatever you have planned for the coming weekend, Saturday's certainly the day to make those outdoorsy plans, and I hope you have a lovely one. I'll see you again soon.
All right, thanks. You too, Ree.
Well, there's a feeling that it's very much the calm after the proverbial storm here in South Wales, and similar scenes across much of the UK as we head through this evening and into the overnight period. The winds, thankfully, have already eased back. They will continue to drop out. We could see just a few showers continuing through parts of Wales and the southwest of England, but nothing that's going to put a dampener on your night. I think it's the temperatures that are going to be the talking point. I'm dressed for winter, and I'm very glad I am, because it is already bitterly cold out here. We're looking at general lows across the UK of around 5 or 6 in Celsius, even in built-up areas feeling the chill too. And that, of course, means cold enough, certainly in more sheltered rural spots, for a touch of grass and maybe some air frost by the early hours of tomorrow morning. Now, we'll see cloud and showers starting to sink their way into parts of Scotland by the early hours, and this will continue a slow movement southwards and eastwards during the course of tomorrow morning. As a general rule, the further south and east that you go, this is where you'll see the best of the blue sky and the sunshine that I've been promising you. There'll certainly be plenty of it. Temperature-wise, feeling the chill, slightly up on today's values, but we've got a little bit of a breeze developing. So we're looking at highs of around 14 or 15 in Celsius. Still, for the time of year, a little bit on the downside. But tomorrow is really a one-day offering because Sunday is where things do go downhill all over again. We've got wet weather pushing into the Isles of Scilly around about 6, 7 o'clock Sunday morning, continuing its journey eastwards during the course of the day.